Hello everyone, welcome to Joyful Learning 365 YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about the CRUD operations. So using JavaScript, how we can achieve the CRUD operations. CRUD operation is nothing but C stands for the create, R stands for the retrieve, U stands for the update, and D stands for the delete. So all together we used to call it as a CRUD operations. CRUD operations. So here every day, like in our day-to-day life, at least minimum one. For example, if we have a team like almost 7 members of team, so at least minimum one day, one user, one developer will get any of these requirements. So here every day, like in our day-to-day life. So as I can say, before Microsoft introduced this Xrm.Web API, so almost like in 2017, 18 nearby, Microsoft has been introduced this syntax. Earlier, before that, we used to write a quite lengthy lines of a code to achieve this requirement. It was the same way. So this is. So let's have a look into this. So Microsoft has been given some syntaxes for the this Xrm.Web API syntaxes for this CRUD operations. Let's have a look into this. So as you can see on the screen, so for the create record, Microsoft has been given a syntax Xrm.WebApi.createRecord. Within the parenthesis, you need to pass the entity logical name, comma, data, then success callback, comma, error callback. Okay, so this is the syntax for the create operation. So whether if you see for retrieving the record, if you see for retrieving the single record, Xrm.WebApi, so there you have said dot create record, right? Here we are using the retrieve record. So there we pass the entity logical name, comma, data. But here in the retrieve scenario, we are passing the entity logical name, comma, ID, comma, option. Then we are passing and within the parenthesis bracket success callback. This area is same. Now if you see, if you want to retrieve the multiple record, so this syntax is basically this syntax will use for the single record. To retrieve the single record, we will use this syntax. Whereas coming to the, if you want to retrieve the multiple records, at that time you will use this syntax. Xrm.WebApi.retrieve multiple records, entity logical name, comma, options, comma, maximum page size, dot, then success callback, comma, error callback. So this is the line of code you will write. So basically, left hand side I kept a syntax and right hand side I have given a program. Okay, now just now we are discussing only about the syntaxes. So have a look only in the syntaxes. If you observe, so this area dot then success callback is same for everyone, and Xrm.WebApi is same for everyone. So this middle part is getting changed for the all the operations. Now this is for the retrieve multiple records. Let's have a look into the update record. So if you see here update record, we are using here Xrm.WebApi.updateRecord. Here we are using retrieve multiple record, right? In the same place we are using update record, bracket open, within the parenthesis entity logical name, comma, ID, comma, data, and close the parenthesis bracket, dot, then success callback, comma, error callback. So this is the syntax which you'll use for the updating the record in Dynamics 365 CRM using the JavaScript. Okay, I'm saying here we have a CRUD operations in a server side also. These are, we are discussing only client side, which client side scripting we are using in the Dynamics 365 JavaScript. So these are syntaxes which is related to the JavaScript syntax. Okay, don't get confused. So now let's see the delete record. So for deleting the record, we have Microsoft has been provided a syntax like Xrm.WebApi.deleteRecord. Within the parenthesis symbol, you need to pass the entity logical name, comma, and ID, dot, then success callback, comma, error callback. Okay, this is the syntax which has been provided. Till here, the picture is clear. So theoretical area is clear. So these are the syntaxes which has been provided by the Microsoft. So how to use this syntax and how to achieve our requirement, let's see now practically. So to see this one, the prerequisite thing is you should have a must and should have a one Dynamics 365 trial instance, and again one any code editor. It might be Visual Studio or any Notepad++. Let's start with the creating record. Okay, have a look. So this is the syntax for the creating record. Okay, this is the syntax for the creating the record. Xrm.WebApi.retrieveRecord. So what I will do here, so simply I will go to the Visual Studio and I will write here, okay, create record. So here, if you see the syntax is here Xrm.WebApi.createRecord. Left hand side, you are able to see here I have written program, so which will be like which will be helpful to you to write the program exactly, so that the time can save here. So syntax. Okay, the syntax is, this is the syntax. Okay, basically this is the syntax. Okay, now to write the code, this is the way. So first here, if you see in the syntax, we need to pass the entity logical name comma data. Okay, then first we need to decide which entity you need to do. Okay, which entity you need to do, create the record. So let's have a look into the Dynamics 365 trial instance. Okay, now let me open the trial instance of the Dynamics 365 CRM where it has been so it's already open in here. So for example, here I have a contact entity. Okay, I need to create a record in a contact entity. So here I need to get the logical name of the contact entity. As in earlier previous classes also I have shown you how to get the logical name of the any entity. There are multiple ways to get the logical name of the entity. Let me, it's asking me sign in. Let me sign in. Ask later. Okay, it's asking me again because I have signed in with the multiple tenants, so that's the reason it was like asking me again and again like a sign in. So this is the well-known issue for everyone. So see, so this is the I need a now contact logical name. Okay, why in the syntax, if you see, observe Xrm.WebApi.createRecord entity logical name I need to pass. Okay, entity logical name I need to pass. So I need to get the first get the logical name of the entity. Which entity? For example, I want to create the record in a contact entity. I need to get the contact entity logical name. So here there are multiple ways to get the logical name. So first, the old school method is, for example, here I will try to show you from here. So go to make.powerhouse.com and open this particular table, whatever the table you are tables is there. So here this one is there, right? You came to here you have a suitcase button is there, right? Click on this copy logical name. Okay, click on this copy logical name and go to here, paste something. Okay, here this is the logical name of the entity. CONTACT, contact is the logical name of the entity. This is the first requirement. What I did here, if you see here, so forget about this one. So here I have written parent because I am planning to test it in a console application. So that's the reason I have written it as a console. Let me remove this error. Okay. So here, if you see, basically I am pasting here the line number 14. You are able to see this is the logical name, entity comma entity logical name is there, right? So I am writing here entity logical name. In the data, if you see, in the data we need to pass a data in a object. So here, as you can see, how we will declare the object, in a variable, how you will declare. So you will declare the object in a parenthesis, curly braces symbol. If you use this curly braces, we used to call it as an object. So data will be going in an entity. Here we need to pass in a object. So that's the reason I have declared one variable with the where data, and here I have passed this one. Okay, for example, I have first name. So here, as you can see, first name I need to get. So I need to create with the first name here. So there are a couple of fields are there which we used to do. So let me try to create. So first, see here, these are the fields, right? So first name, last name, job title, email ID, like this. We have a couple of fields are there. So for example, first here I need to get the logical name of this one. So here, as you can see, first name is there. Okay, copy this one, paste it here. What is the first name you want to put? Muhammad I have given, and again last name is there. So like this, you can give comma logical last name comma, and here Shafiuddin is there. For example, I will give as a Muhammad Shafiuddin Dynamics. Okay. For example, again I am inserting it as a Muhammad Shafiuddin Dynamics. Again I am giving here as a comma. For example, here I need to include job title also. So I will take here job title, and again within I will open the inverted commas. In this inverted commas, I will pass the job title. After that, I will give the colon symbol. Okay, I will give the colon symbol. In the again between this inverted commas, I will pass the whatever the job title I want to pass. For example, I need to I am like for example, I am a developer. Okay, for example, I am developer. Okay, my job title is developer. I have given it as a developer. So again, I need to give something like a data. Whereas, for example, I need to give the email address. Okay, so I will give email address. I will take email address, copy the logical name from here, and go to here in the Visual Studio Editor. So come here and pass it as a email address. And again, what is the email address? So here I can give here email address as a so Muhammad.Shafiuddin@joyfullearning365.9.on Microsoft Microsoft.com. For example, I have given the quite lengthy email ID. So here, as you can see here, I am giving this email ID. Now again, I can pass here mobile number, whatever. If how many, whatever the fields you need to give. For example, if it is an array, so you need to like a lookup is there, so you need to declare an array, and in that array you need to pass the data. So like this you have. So these are the like most of them are a single line of text fields only. So that's the reason straightforwardly we are writing. So this is the data we are planning to here insert a data in the data. See, this the data is there, right? I have declared with the same name as a one variable, and here I am inserting as a dynamic value. So the variable has been updated here. Dot then success callback I have written in a function. Okay, success callback, and I am printing here function success callback result that result ID. So here basically I am printing the UID of the record. So for example, if I want here ID instead of ID, for example, I want to here print something like a job title or something. I can use here which whatever the here you can give in a alerts, and you can pass this one. Okay, let's try to see here in the function error callback I have written again. So what is the error if I am getting this whatever the logic has been written, if it is getting failed, then I have written for this function error alert error plus error message I have written here. Okay, this is the way to write the syntax. So basically this is the single line of the code, line number 2, whatever this is the Microsoft has been provided. So I have given like a some static data here, static data here, and in the variable I have declared, and that data dynamically I am updating in the syntax. If you see line number 6 is the syntax which has been started at the 16 and ended at the 24. You can see here completely logical name I have given as a contact, and the data I have passed it as an object. In the object I placed the first name, last name, job title, email address, then function callback, success callback I have declared it as a one function, and error callback I have declared it as a function. Okay, like this you have it. So let me go to this, copy this code and go to console application. So let me open this one. Okay, I will go to here, Control Shift I. Okay, clear the cache, and try to paste the code, whatever the code has been written by you, and click on the enter button. Here I have successfully pasted the code. So to open the developer mode, as I told you, Control Shift I is the shortcut key. Okay, I enter the code. See, the record has been successfully created. This is the GUID of the record which has been created. So now let's see into the database whether this record has been created. Earlier it was there. Now if you see, this is 13 records are there. So if I have said, so by which name I have given created record Muhammad Shafiuddin Dynamics 365. Okay, let me try to refresh this, refresh the browser, so that whatever the record has been created, it will so that I can see those records. So I have refreshed the record. See, earlier it was a 13, now it has been updated to 14. So Muhammad Shafiuddin. Okay, here this is the record. Okay, let me sign in again. I need to give email address. Let me give email address. Some OTP. One-time password is 5391Y2. Click on the verify. Okay, now successfully it's verified. I think asking me sign in again. Yeah. See, as you can see on the screen, it's successfully signing. Now let me open that record. See, this is the record which has been created. See, this is the record which has been created automatically through the code which has been JavaScript code which has been created. See, the first name I have given it as in the code as a Muhammad. The last name I have given it as a Shafiuddin Dynamics 365. Job title I have given it as a developer. The email ID I have given it as a Muhammad.@joyfullearning3659. So like this, I have created the record. Okay, so this is the to create the record. This is the way to create the record. Wherever you required, you can create one function on this. You can declare a function, and you can wherever you required, you can call this function. Okay, so let's try to understand another scenario. For example, if you want to update the same record, how you will update the record using this Xrm.WebApi syntax, for example. So this is the syntax for the updating the record. Okay, Control C. So this is the syntax for the updating the record. Okay, if you want to update the record, this is the syntax as you can see on the screen. So Xrm.WebApi.update comma update record data update record entity logical name comma ID comma data then success callback. This is the syntax. Okay, so for this one, what I need to do first, I need to declare one variable. So here, so same like this already we have here, only extra thing is in the create record and update record we are only having ID, we need to pass extra. So here we already written this one, right? So I will comma, I will take this one comma, okay, and again same this one, for example this one also I will take, so I will take this one also, and here the extra variable I will declare here it as a ID. Okay, ID equals to, I will give you here it as a ID. So how to ID GUID of the record. Okay, how to give the GUID of the record. So for example, here go to this syntax. So for example, if you want to update this record, so here if you go to here this URL, you can see the last of the part of the URL equals to ID equals to is the right. So this is the basic GUID of the record. So you need to identify which record you want to update. So you need to get that respective ID of the record and you need to take that record. Okay. So I have selected this record. Basically, Muhammad Shafiuddin Dynamics 365 record is there, right? I need to update. So here till here the same. Okay, now let me try to get this syntax. Okay, this parent dot Xrm dot. So same thing I will copy here. Okay, same thing I will copy here. Paste it here. See, in the place of the data comma is there, right? So I will change this one. Okay, if you see here, data comma entity is there, right? So comma ID is there, right? So here I will I will pass it as the ID is extra, right? So here ID is I am passing ID as a extra, you can see. So here in the same contact entity only I am updating. So that's the reason I am not updated. So here basically the syntax is update record, right? So I am changing this one update record. Control V and update the record. So again here what is the result that, for example, whatever you have record has been updated. If you want to see what is the result that you can see this result comma dot contact ID you can see, and which record has been updated you can see here successfully whether it is updated or not. You can see you can give according to your requirement you can give the syntaxes. Okay. So for example, here I will remove this one and I will give alert as a record has been successfully updated. Record has been successfully updated. Okay. So in alert, I have kept in the function success. If the record has been successfully updated, I have. So for example, in now coming to the data modification. So earlier it was a Muhammad is there, right? For example, I need to add I need to remove this Muhammad and I need to add, for example, in place of Muhammad, for example, I need to update it as a Syed. Okay, Syed, SYED as a Syed. And here I need to update this as a Syed Joyful Learning. So here instead of Syed Shafiuddin, I am updating it as a Joyful Learning. Okay, Joyful Learning 365, Joyful Learning Dynamics 365. Okay, Joyful Learning 365. For example, Joyful Learning 365. So here I am removing here it as a admin. Okay, I'm updating the job title as a admin, and again I am updating this record. For example, Syed @ Joyful Learning 3659 data update record. Okay, on Microsoft. So let me see here where I am here. I updated successfully this. I don't need this one anymore because I am not using anywhere there. So that's the reason I am removed this one. So I have designed here entity logical name. I have designed here already. I know the syntax CONTACT is the logical name for the entity. I have taken in the quantity entity, and ID here I have here I declared one variable. In that variable I have passed the GUID of the record. So as you can see on the record, this is the GUID of the record, comma, date, whatever the comma is there, right? So you can see here that the record comma is there. So I am updating this record. Okay. So here let me go and copy this code, Control C, and go to console application. So basically, as you can see on the screen, now the first name is a Muhammad and last name is a Shafiuddin Dynamics 365 and job title is a developer. Once after using the syntax, it needs to be converted Muhammad as a Sayyid and last name as a from Shafiuddin Dynamics 365 to it needs to convert to the Joyful Learning 365, and the job title from the developer it needs to change as a admin, and email address it has been changed to Sayyid@Joyful Learning 365. Like this, it get updated. Control C and go to this developer mode. Where it might be, you are in a different entity also. So it's not mandatory to you stay in here only, like in function wherever you can write that you can write that one. So for example here Control Shift I have created. So go to here, okay, Control V, whatever the code you have written, paste it here. So I successfully pasted the code. Now click on the enter button. Record has been successfully updated. As you can see on the screen, alert prompt has been generated by my code. So let me click on the OK button and close this console application and refresh the screen. Earlier, as you can see, now before refreshing, Muhammad Shafiuddin Dynamics 365 is the record name. So I will refresh this record. After refreshing, how it will appear? Let's see here. Okay, now as you can see on the screen, it has been earlier this record is a Shafiuddin Dynamics 365, right? Now the record has been changed to Sayyid Dynamics 365 CRM. Sayyid Joyful Learning 365 CRM. Sayyid Joyful Learning 365 CRM. As you can see, this one. So job title has been earlier it was a admin. Now it has been changed to the earlier it was a developer. Now it has been changed to the this one. Earlier email address also different one. So like this you can update the using this update syntax. You can update the record. So this is the syntax which we can use. So it was a very quite easy. Earlier we have a very tough situation to create the record, update the record. But Microsoft has, after introducing this syntax, it become very easy to update record and create the record. Okay. Now let's see how to delete the record. Okay, how to delete the record using the Xrm.WebApi record in the JavaScript. Okay, delete the record. Okay, syntax. What is the syntax for the deleting the record? Let's go to my PPT where I have stored the syntax. See, this is the syntax: Xrm.WebApi.deleteRecord.entityLogicalName, comma, ID. Then unit. So this is very straightforward requirement. Okay, here for example I will go here. So here as you can see here, I need to pass first. I need to declare one entity name. So where I need to pass it as a entity logical name. For example, entity logical name only I will take it as a entity logical name equals to entity logical name equals to, I am giving here, see, this is the variable, whatever the name I can give here. So this is the for the testing the purpose, right? So that's the reason I am giving here as this one. So here entity logical name is a contact is, right? So from where I have taken the contact, see, as you can see on the screen here, you can go here, you can see this is the suitcase button is there, right? From here copy the logical name, from here you can get and paste it here. Okay, Control V and click on the this one. Okay, after that I need to pass the ID, where ID equals to double inverter comma. So in this ID you need to pass the record GUID. Okay, what is the GUID of the record? For example, just now we created one record, right? I will try to delete the same record. Okay, whatever the record has been created by me, right? So here the something record is there, right, which has been created by me. So that exact record I will try. So how we can give? So there are like a multiple ways. So earlier we saw that through the URL only you can get the GUID. But I will show you now one more. See, through the level of Dynamics 365 CRM also we have one record ID option. So on click of this record ID, the record ID will get appear to the you in a alert box. So he can copy from here in the within the curly braces, copy it, a Control C, and go to here within the curly inverted commas, include this one and delete here this one. So here you can see this is the syntax which we need to write here. Okay, so here as it is straightforwardly, if you see here, here we have a we already written the code, right? So I will change here because here I already included the function, success function, and this function, right? So that's the reason I am using this one. So here the syntax is delete record. Earlier it was update record is there, right? So here we need to pass only, we don't need to pass any ID. Only here, as you can see, entity logical name, comma ID is there. So here what I will do, here I am passing it as a static value, right? So here this is the variable name which I have given. So I am passing it as a here variable name, logical name, comma ID dot then success. So here I will change the modify. The record has been successfully deleted by you. Deleted. Okay, the record has been successfully deleted. This message I am saying. Parent dot Xrm dot. So if you are deleting from any other record, right? If you are not in a own same record, if you are in a other record, then you are using this syntax. Okay, then you are using this syntax. Then you are using this syntax. Control C, and go to this browser, whatever the browser is there, right? Go to this browser and open this. For example, as of now, I'm in the same page. So Control V and refresh the cookies, whatever the cookies you are able to see, refresh it and try to paste the code in a console application. Whatever the code has been successfully, we have pasted it in. As you can see, entity logical name, ID, parent.xrm.WebApi.deleteRecord, entity logical name, comma ID. So now I'm clicking on the enter button. As you can see, this is the record which I have opened. Straightforwardly, I opened here only and trying to delete the record. So programmatically, I am deleting the record. See, the record has been successfully deleted. So this record will be no more exist in the system. See, as you can see, the record has been, so the all fields values become null because we have deleted record. This is no, earlier it was a 13, now this is, that record was not available, exist in the system. So this is the way which we can, how we can delete the record. Okay, how we can delete the record. Retrieve single and retrieve multiple records. We'll try to understand in a upcoming videos. Okay, that's it for the today. Thank you very much.